The family of a missing Milwaukee teacher hasn't given up hope that she'll be found unharmed.
Plus, why a Milwaukee man vacationing overseas needs your help tonight.
And how local nurses are protecting themselves after one of their own was killed in a brutal parking garage attack.
You're watching the CBS 58 News at 9 on the End.
The snow is melting after a brief warm-up, but that is going to change. A winter weather advisory goes into effect starting tomorrow night.
Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Bill Walsh.
And I'm Natalie Shepard. The change could make a lot of roads very dangerous.
CBS 58 Chief Meteorologist Drew Burgoyne joins us now, updates the ReadyCast. Hello, Drew.
Hi, Bill and Natalie. So this is a series, or at least one of a series of events that will be coming through this week. A pretty active pattern. Now, temperatures tonight are dropping, and we've had a lot of melting over the last couple of days. No winter weather is expected tonight, but let's keep in mind that there will be some slick areas, especially some side streets, sidewalks, especially going into tomorrow morning. It's 29 in Watertown, 30 in Waukesha, Milwaukee at 35, Racine at 35 degrees. Temperatures will continue to drop overnight tonight into the teens. The winds will remain up about 10 miles an hour, and most areas will be middle to upper teens starting out tomorrow morning, with wind chills hovering at about 0. We mentioned that winter weather advisory tomorrow morning. We are quiet across the area. Clouds going to be increasing throughout the afternoon. Temperatures should rebound back into the 20s, but staying below 32. And then by the late afternoon, early evening, looks like a decent swath of snow to our north. And we'll start to see that wintry precipitation move in between 6 o'clock and midnight. The question is, how much of this will be snow or sleet? We'll talk about those chances coming up in your CBS 58 Ready Weather.
Drew, thank you. And you can keep track of the changing forecast by downloading the CBS 58 Ready Weather app. It's free for Apple and Android devices.
The changing weather having a big impact in Lake Geneva. Heavy snow collapsed part of a roof at the Grand Geneva Resort last night.
Last today's rain forced the ice castles to close. CBS 58's Jacqueline Abad reports from Lake Geneva.
A wide range of weather is impacting Lake Geneva. Snow caused part of the roof of a maintenance building at the Grand Geneva Resort and Spa to collapse. Warm temperatures are making these snow sculptures look a little
droopy,
and the ice castles are closed for another day.
Too warm, go figure, only in the Midwest.
Walking through the ice castles, you can hear the ice melting and you can feel the water dripping. More than a dozen people are out here working to make sure that when the temperatures drop, that it's safe enough to walk through.
Weather will be our greatest friend and our greatest enemy.
It's not just warm temperatures, it's the rain causing problems.
Guys with chainsaws, picks, rebuilding where we need to fill in, where the rain has kind of brought, castle walls down.
Linda Gurak came up from Chicago just to see the ice castles.
It's beautiful. If you were coming for something else, this is a great day to be here. But not for an ice castle and not for ice sculptures either.
But this is as close as you can get for now.
I think it's gorgeous. I would love to sneak in.
Until the temperatures fall and these castles can freeze again.
We're doing the best we can to make sure that the castle's safe for them, and we want to open as soon as possible. And just got to work with Mother Nature a little bit.
In Lake Geneva, Jacqueline Abad, CBS 58 News.
The ice castles will be closed again tomorrow. No word if they'll open back up on Wednesday.
Well, some of the snow across southeast Wisconsin is starting to melt, and since trash pickup was suspended for a few days, garbage is also piling up in some areas. Milwaukee's Department of Public Works suspended garbage pickup for a few days last week, and right now it is still playing catch up. Today we saw a woman with a walker and a woman pushing a stroller walking in a busy street because of garbage taking over the sidewalk.
I am really frustrated they didn't pick up that garbage. That really was bad enough with the snow. Then we got all the garbage.
The good news is garbage pickup is expected to be back to normal by Thursday, but the bad news is by then the sidewalks may be covered with ice.
This early February freeze and thaw cycle also wreaking havoc on drivers.
I get a lot of flat tires from the potholes and everything. It bends the rims up.
Yeah, potholes popping up. We found some big ones in Milwaukee's River West neighborhood. City engineer says in the winter, the city has 6 patching crews responding to 30 to 40 pothole calls per day.
The snow melting this weekend all it does is show some more potholes, but it doesn't create more. The influx of potholes will not come in till probably middle to end of April. That's when we have an additional call for potholes because of the frost.
You can report a pothole with the MKE mobile app. Send a picture and info on where it is so it can be fixed.
Developing in Milwaukee, a family is holding out hope that a Milwaukee teacher can be found alive.
This after her burned out car was found over the border in Illinois. CBS 58's Mark McPherson joins us live now with the details. Mark?
Guys, Kathleen Ryan was a teacher at St. Augustine Prep in Milwaukee and was supposed to meet her son on Saturday at a basketball game just over the border in Illinois, but never showed. Now the Lake County Sheriff's Department in Illinois is confirming they found her car burned out with a badly burned body inside. Still, her family is holding out hope that Kathleen is okay. Her son took to social media Sunday asking anyone if they know anything about where Kathleen might be. The post has been shared more than 9,000 times. However, the Lake County Sheriff says Ryan's car was found on fire late Saturday night on Route 41 near Warren Township. After the fire was put out, the body was found, and a coroner's office is pending an identification. Now, we did reach out to the school, and the superintendent released a statement saying, in part, Kathleen Ryan is a valued, respected, and beloved educator and friend. We are praying for her safe return. Now, St. Augustine says that Ryan is a business teacher at the school. The Lake County Sheriff's Department says they are still investigating. Reporting in Milwaukee, Mark McPherson, CBS 58 News.
Mark, thank you. Well, the driver who hit and killed a man riding his bike in Delafield in June of last year has been charged. James Cramp of Waukesha is being charged with homicide using a vehicle. Both he and the man riding his bike, Brian Yagoda, were traveling on Gulf Road in the same direction. Investigators say Cramp drove on the shoulder, hitting Brian. The family of the man killed held a fundraiser last year to help pave shoulders on the road where Brian was hit.
A Kenosha man will be sentenced for attacking two women on the Kenosha bike trail. Reginaldo Etienne pleaded guilty to assaulting the women in March and May of last year. During the second attack, the victim used pepper spray. Etienne's sentencing is scheduled for next month.
Milwaukee police are asking for your help in finding a man they say robbed a Subway yesterday afternoon. It happened near Hawley and Maine just before 5. Police say a man ordered a sandwich, and when it was time to pay for it, the man showed a knife, grabbed the cashier's shirt, and demanded money. The police say the man did get away with some money, and if you have any information, you should call police.
Two people were hurt in an apartment fire on Milwaukee's west side. Fire started last night near 23rd and Kilbourne, just a few blocks west of the Marquette campus. Fire department says some people won't be able to go back to their apartments because of smoke and water damage, and crews are still trying to figure out how this fire started.
The driver of a car that crashed into a front yard in Elm Grove is under arrest. Police say the 62-year-old Pewaukee man was slurring his words, smelled of alcohol, and refused a breathalyzer test. His vehicle wound up on top of a rock wall on Lone Tree Drive Saturday morning. There's no word of any charges.
A Lyft driver accused of threatening a customer from Kenosha happened last week at the Menards near 75th Street and Green Bay Road. The woman who called for the ride tells police her driver complained about driving a long way to give her a short ride from Menards to her apartment. So she just told them to take her back to Menards. She says when she got out, the driver told her, "If you give me a bad review, I know where you live." The woman filed a complaint with Lyft over the incident, but police say they are not looking for the man.
A group of friends from Milwaukee went on vacation to Thailand, and two of them right now are still stuck there.
One of them is in the hospital and can't walk after a car crash. The other taking care of him. CBS 58's Lindsay Brandwall spoke with the people that are back on U.S. soil. Joins us live from the newsroom with the story. Lindsay?
Bill and Natalie, friends back home, are trying to help a Milwaukee man now dealing with at least $55,000 of medical bills in Thailand.
The first part of it was amazing. It was life-changing. It was beautiful.
Jesse Kaplan and a group of friends planned their trip to Thailand for a year. This is how his trip ended.
Next thing I know, I'm in the hospital. I ended up with like 10 stitches, and after like the 5th stitch, I remember I just had like this flash come to me, and I saw headlights, like white van.
Jesse and his friend Jamie were crossing the street when a drunk driver hit them. Jesse could barely walk when he was released from the hospital, but he just arrived home to Milwaukee and is getting better. Jamie is still in the hospital. He broke his legs, his pelvis, and had internal bleeding.
The primary goal is to get Jamie and Tara home.
Jamie's friend Tara is staying with him in Thailand, figuring out medical bills and finding translators. Their friend Alex is in Milwaukee and set up a GoFundMe to help.
We're not just trying to ask for money. When you go to a hospital in Thailand, you have to pay your whole bill to get let out of the building. You're essentially hostage to your own bills.
Jamie's medical bills are mounting, and Alex says any insurance isn't accepted directly by the hospitals, only as a reimbursement.
This is a nightmare that, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, though.
And to hear more about what happened to Jamie, we'll put a link to their GoFundMe page on CBS58.com. Reporting live in the newsroom, Lindsay Branwell, CBS 58 News.
Lindsay, thank you. For the first time, we're seeing video of a rollover crash in Milwaukee and how an MCTS driver responded. Shannon Johnson driving his normal route late November. Car flipped over near the Center Street Library. Truck ran a red light, hitting the SUV that caused the crash. Johnson says instinct took over. He ran to the car. He and some others nearby grabbed a car jack, pried the door open, and helped this man get out.
Especially with the smoke and everything, but once again, if it was my kids or it's kids, you got to try to do whatever you can, and with it being that bad, I wanted to kind of see was anything I can do. It was just instinct, really.
No one involved in the crash was seriously hurt.
Well, next, a new airport tops the list as the busiest in the U.S. last year, and we're going to tell you where it is.
Plus, Virginia's governor says he's not resigning because of an old photo, why his lieutenant governor also finds himself in hot water,
and why an ad that aired during the Super Bowl finds itself at the center of controversy involving several breweries.
The governor of Virginia refusing to step down in the wake of a racist yearbook photo.
And now the state's lieutenant governor is also trying to fend off an allegation of misconduct that dates back decades. Hillary Lane has the story.
Uncertainty continues to swirl around the Virginia State House. Governor Ralph Northam is refusing to step down despite widespread calls for his resignation. The crisis began last week when a conservative news website published Northam's 1984 medical school yearbook page. In one photo, a man in blackface is seen with another person who's dressed as a member of the Ku Klux Klan. The story set off protests demanding the governor's ouster.
All of us can come around and against hate, because that's what this is.
But after apologizing for the photo on Friday, Northam abruptly changed course on Saturday.
I am not the person in that photo.
The denial did not sway most of his fellow Democrats.
He's lost the moral authority to continue to govern.
Republicans also said Northam must go.
Regardless of the veracity of the photograph, the governor has lost the confidence of the people and cannot effectively govern.
Meanwhile, the man who would replace Northam, Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax, is also facing allegations from his past. The same conservative website that uncovered Northam's yearbook photo says a woman accused Fairfax of sexually assaulting her. She said it happened in 2004 at the Democratic National Convention in Boston.
Obviously, you don't have to be a political genius to understand that this is a complete smear.
Fairfax has denied the woman's claim, saying their encounter was consensual. Hillary Lane, CBS News, New York.
The Pentagon is sending more than 3,000 active duty soldiers to the U.S. southern border. They'll be installing wire barriers between ports of entry and providing support to Customs and Border Protection. Now, this comes as President Donald Trump continues to make his case for stronger border security.
One person is dead after an explosion this afternoon in New Mexico. Local businesses were evacuated after the blast. Happened behind an Albuquerque strip mall. The bomb squad was called to the scene. No additional injuries have been reported. The fate of Mexican drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman is in the hands of a jury. Deliberations began today in New York City. Over the past 2.5 months, there have been 200 hours of testimony from 56 witnesses. Guzman has pleaded not guilty to 10 counts, including drug distribution and other charges. He faces life in prison.
In tonight's Money Watch report, CVS Health is offering free heart health screenings at the company's retail medical clinics nationwide. They're available every Thursday in February. Customers, though, must download a voucher from the CVS website and present it at a Minute Clinic registration kiosk. You can find those at select CVS pharmacies and Target stores in 33 states and the District of Columbia. O'Hare International Airport in Chicago was the busiest airport in the U.S. last year. It surpassed Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport for the first time since 2014. The FAA says O'Hare had more than 900,000 arrivals and departures in 2018. Los Angeles International and Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport rounded out the top 4. And Valentine's Day is just a little over a week away. The National Retail Federation says 51% of adults plan to celebrate. Spending for the holiday is still on the rise, with Americans planning to spend an average of $162 on their loved ones. The sales are expected to top $20 billion this year. I'm a little surprised that only 51% of people are planning to celebrate.
I feel bad for the other 49% there who are in trouble.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say a lot of those people,
trouble.
yeah.
But there's your warning.
Sleeping on the couch. So a warning for us, the 40s, very nice.
God, they were great though.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it while it lasted.
Almost 50 today, and well, temps are dropping tonight, and looks like we're going back to reality. February is coming on back, but a lot of melting, even some rain showers across the area today. 48 degrees, the high temperature, well above our normal, which is 30. 40 degrees, the low, well above the normal of 17. So you have to like that. Still out the record high of 59. Sunset at 5:08. 40+ degree temperatures. Typically see about 6 of those throughout the month of February. The record 20 days way back in 1882. So far in 2019, we've had 3 days. 30 degrees in Waukesha, 30 in West Bend, middle 30s, Milwaukee, Racine, Kenosha, Sheboygan at 32. But yeah, there's some changes, and you can pick it out here. Look at the color difference. It goes to purple, and Well, you know that's cold. 17 in La Crosse, 13 in Eau Claire. That front's going to be sweeping through later on tonight into tomorrow morning, and that should drop most temperatures back into the teens all across the area. We've got some clouds lingering for tonight. No winter weather to speak of, but keep in mind with temperatures dropping, we are expecting some refreezing on the roads and some of the sidewalks tomorrow morning. Winter weather advisory starts tomorrow at 6 and goes until Wednesday morning. So our entire area in that winter weather advisory. And this advisory is not so much for accumulating snow, but better chances for sleet and even a little freezing rain to cause slick areas on the road. So here's 5 o'clock tomorrow evening. Not much going on. And then it looks like between 6 o'clock and 10 o'clock, we'll see a mix of some snow showers, and then some warm air starts to move in, and that'll likely turn over to some sleet. Sleet showers continuing overnight into Wednesday morning. Some of that could mix in with a little light freezing drizzle or some freezing rain as we quiet down for most of Wednesday. So that threat tracker Tuesday night going into Wednesday, sleet is probably going to be the bigger concern over snow. There is a chance for a little freezing rain, especially along the border, but all of these things coming together will cause some road issues. Overall, we're not looking at major accumulation. However, sleet and snow together, some spots could be about an inch or less, but freezing rain a little bit over a trace. It doesn't take much of some sleet and freezing rain to cause issues, and that's why the National Weather Service has the winter weather advisory. Tonight, 19 degrees with sub-zero wind chills with more of a northwesterly wind. For tomorrow, 27 with an evening mix developing and some slick roads. And folks, that won't be the only chance for some winter weather. Right on its heels, we've got another one coming Wednesday night into Thursday, a wintry mix. That could wrap up with several snow showers as well, so kind of a 1-2 punch for Wednesday and Thursday. Colder on Friday, some 20s over the weekend with a chance for some snow on Sunday.
All right, Drew, thank you. An ad that aired during Super Bowl 53 managed to find itself in the middle of a controversy between breweries and America's corn growers.
And that's how you brew it.
My king, this corn syrup was just delivered.
That's not ours. We don't brew Bud Light with corn syrup.
Miller Lite uses corn syrup.
Let us take it to them at once.
The ad singles out Miller Coors for using corn syrup. America's corn growers said they didn't really like Budweiser using an ad to show corn in a bad way. Miller Coors says they do use corn syrup as a way to ferment the beer. Bud Light says the ad was meant to show more transparency.
All right, well, next, a pop star decides to call it quits on Twitter. We'll tell you the reason why.
Plus, Black Panther returning to theaters, but only for a short time.
And as we head to break, here's a look at the top 3 stories on our website, CBS58.com. In tonight's trending topics, Demi Lovato is no longer on Twitter. The pop star deactivated her account after fans pushed back on her tweets about rapper 21 Savage. U.S. Immigration and Customs agents arrested 21 Savage yesterday for reportedly overstaying his visa. Lovato tweeted, "So far, 21 Savage memes have been my favorite part of the Super Bowl." The fans accused her of being insensitive, and she later apologized for the tweet. Black Panther is playing again at a theater near you, but just through Thursday. The superhero adventure flick, which is up for Best Picture at the Oscars, won the coveted Best Ensemble Award at the recent SAG Awards. The re-release also celebrates Black History Month.
Time for the sports brief. With a win last night in Super Bowl 53, the Patriots celebration fully underway.
Tom Brady and Julian Edelman, you and the New England Patriots have just won the Super Bowl. What are you going to do next?
We're going to Disney World!
And they did. The New England Patriots are set to have a victory parade in Boston tomorrow. But first, yes, Tom Brady and Julian Edelman paid a trip to Disney World. Two were honored with a parade at the Magic Kingdom this afternoon. Edelman crowned MVP in last night's game, where he totaled 10 catches for 141 yards. Not even 24 hours removed from a Super Bowl win, Patriots coordinator Brian Flores has accepted a job. The Miami Dolphins introduced Flores today as the team's new head coach. Dolphins decided to offer him the job back in January, but had to wait until New England's final game of the season to make that official. Do stick around. Christina Tuso will join us in about 20 minutes with a complete check of today's sports.
And up next, why some doctors are now saying kids are using too much toothpaste when they're brushing their teeth.
Tonight on The Late Show, Taraji P. Henson. Her new movie, What Men Want, is about a woman who can hear men's thoughts. Finally, a movie about what men are thinking.